Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to the end of 2016, and 2017 will soon be upon us. But for now, welcome to the absolutely completely random podcast for Saturday, December 31st, 2016. The last podcast of the year, ladies and gentlemen. Woo-hoo! We did it! 2016's almost over! And I have a lot to talk about tonight, and I do mean a lot to talk about tonight. So let's get started. I'm going to be paying some homage to the late Carrie Fisher. I'm going to be doing a year in review for 2016 for how horrible it was, not to mention everything, just how bad it was, basically. There wasn't really much good in this year. I'm talking about Apple having problems. I'm talking about one of my all-time favorite books from my childhood becoming a movie, Captain Underpants, ladies and gentlemen. That's right, I'm going to be talking about Captain Underpants. I'm talking about the newest Super Sentai series. I'm giving a shout out to Shippiddge and a lot more stuff. All this week on the absolutely completely random podcast. But without any further ado, let's have a quick word from our sponsor, me. That's right, ladies and gentlemen. I sponsored my own podcast. Now you can see how bad I am. Hello, everybody. My name is Andrew from A-Roads 2012 on eBay. Are you looking for trading cards, DVDs, action figures, weird stuff, collectibles, or just something that you want to put somewhere in a room and have as a conversation piece? Well, if you are and you got some holiday dough to burn, why not swing by my eBay page and check out what I got? But don't forget, the start of each month, I upload new stuff. So, with January soon upon us, new stuff will get uploaded. That's right, ladies and gentlemen. So check me out if you want to. Check me out if you got a chance. Or just stop by and say hi. It really would make me feel good. So you can check all this out at ARHOADS-2012. That's all lowercase, by the way. ARHOADS-2012 on eBay. You can also follow me on Twitter at OtakuRoads. All right. So, this week was my last week of night shift, thankfully. We're back to day shift starting next week. I'm looking forward to that. So happy about that. You have no idea how happy I am with that. But we just want to quick start this podcast off on a somber note. It was just brought to my attention that William Christopher, the actor who played Father Mulcahy on MASH. Now, I know that this is probably way out there for any of my listeners, unless you were, well, except for my mom. Hi, Mom! Unfortunately, William Christopher just passed away at the age of 84. I really hate to say it this way, but let's hope this is the final loss for 2016. Because I don't think we can take it now, unless Betty White wants to kick the bucket. I'm not really going to call that a love loss. No offense out there to all you Betty White lovers. I'm not that big a fan of hers. And 2016 is taking a lot of celebrities. What's one more on the pile? And I mean that so with so much respect. So much respect. But, yeah, so that's somber news just brought to my attention. So William Christopher, also known as Father Mulcahy, has passed away at the age of 84. It's very sad. And that's after an entire week of death at this point. Last Sunday, George Michaels passed away. That was really heartbreaking. It was reported. And then earlier this week, Carrie Fisher sadly passed away, and then that one really hurt the world. And a day later, her mother, Debbie Reynolds, also passed away. So 2016 has officially taken a lot out of us, not only mentally, but emotionally as well. And yeah, there's just a lot with that is going wrong. But 2016 has also brought us some good stuff. Like last week, Shippiddge, a YouTube creator, put up the latest episode of Starter Squad. Now, this is a really interesting series, and I want to talk about this a little bit, and I'm giving them a shout-out because this creator deserves this, and I mean that. Starter Squad is a YouTube series created by Shippiddge, and what it basically is, and first off, I want to apologize if I'm mispronouncing your username. It is a hard name to pronounce, and I do apologize if I'm mispronouncing it. Please don't take offense. The story basically revolves around the 3 starter Pokemon of the Kanto region, Bulbasaur, Squirtle, and Charmander. As Charmander's pissed off that he's not picked by the new trainer, Bulbasaur is pretty much indifferent, and Squirtle got picked first. And it's basically a what-if story of, well, Charmander wants to go out on his own and become a Pokemon master himself. Get stronger and evolve. Bulbasaur and Squirtle are basically being dragged along for the ride. Now, these episodes have been put out sporadically, but you really can't blame the person for doing this. There are a lot of people involved in this from what I can tell from the credits, not to mention the Patreon providers. There are a lot of people involved in this. So it does take time for episodes to air. It takes a lot of time for the episodes to come out. So it's really something that you can't condemn the person for not doing it fast enough. It is a good series, and when each episode comes out, it is good. Now, like I said, we are only in 7 episodes, and I'm fine with that. I know there are some commenters out there on YouTube that are pissed that it's only 7 episodes in, and it's been going for a few years. Keep in mind, like I said, there's probably a lot of people involved in this, so it's going to take some time. But it's still worth it nonetheless. Episode 7, like I said, is the newest episode. The return of Gavin. For those of you that haven't seen it, Gavin's a trainer that tried to capture everybody. There's some really cool stuff that was alluded into this episode. I don't really want to give a lot away in case nobody out there has seen it yet. But it's really a good series. You should check it out. I will have a link to the Starter Squad playlist in the description. If I forget, I know I will have a link to Shippiddge's channel in the description. But I'm pretty sure I can do the playlist one. I won't forget that. So, it's definitely something that I recommend checking out. It is worth it. They're only about like maybe 5 to 7 minutes long. So, you can binge watch those in half an hour. It's really good. I highly recommend you should check it out. Kudos to Shippiddge. Looking forward to episode 8. Take your time. Make sure it's good. Don't half-ass it. If you make it come out too quickly, you're liable to make the quality and the story suffer, and we the fans don't want that. So, like I said, good series. I highly recommend it. So getting on to the podcast topics this week. We all know that Carrie Fisher passed away, and there's a Star Wars game out there that is paying homage to her right now. That's right. Now, the honors and homages to her have been pouring in from the moment she died. I think Mark Hamill was one of the first, if not the first. Some of them were heartwarming. Some are inappropriate. I don't want to get into those. I haven't read any of them, nor do I care to. However, in the Star Wars The Old Republic game, they are paying tribute, and it's, according to the article, it's Frontier Developments who has made an announcement confirming that Elite Dangerous will receive the update 2.3 with a little memorial shout-out to the late Princess in general. It was announced over the forums. The executive producer, Michael Brooks, confirmed with an announcement as well. Quoting, "Sad news, indeed a Fisher's Rest outpost will be added to the game in the 2.3 release." You had similar outcries and tributes when Leonard Nimoy passed away last year, which shocked me because I thought it was 2014 he passed away, not 2015. Development hasn't announced when the update will be released, but nonetheless pretty cool. But for the time being, I know that there was a picture of a whole bunch of people in the article gathering around one spot. Now, I don't play the game, so I can't tell you where. But they were gathering around to pay their respects. at one spot. Now, I'm pretty sure it was on Alderaan, but I don't know where exactly on Alderaan. Oh, okay, wait. Okay, here it goes. Uh, yeah, players have gathered in an area called House Organa on the planet Alderaan to celebrate the life of Fisher, who portrayed Princess Leia Organa in the Star Wars original trilogy as well as The Force Awakens. The photos of the impromptu gathering have shown players kneeling, toasting Fisher, and mourning. So it's really nice that you can tell that you've hit a cult following at this point. When your fans are mourning your death, and I guarantee you that a lot of the people playing this game were probably born after the original trilogy was out. So it's safe to say that you can officially say that, yes, I had fans. Yes, I was beloved. There is no argument on that at all. She will be missed. That is definite. So it's really nice that the fans have taken to the games to give their, solemn goodbyes, to give tributes. So all in all, it's really nice. Fans have asked BioWare to add a tribute to Fisher into the game at House Organa. However, this, according to the article, would be difficult chronologically or canonically. It's just going to be difficult because it takes place years before the birth of Leia Organa. So you can't really have it. It'll be chronologically out of order, not whatever. I can't pronounce it. I think there was a mistypo in that article somewhere. Aren't enough proofreaders in the world, folks. So yeah, it's really sad that she's passed. Her mother went about a day later. I know it was at least a day later she went. So it's really sad that she passed away. It's really sad that she is gone. But her memory will live on. Every time we watch the original trilogy, every time people watch The Force Awakens, her memory will live on. There is nothing that can ever take that away. She has set a course in stone that can never be undone. And nothing will ever take it away. So with that, let's have a moment of silence, if we may. Farewell and rest in peace, Carrie Fisher. All right, so let's talk about Apple. Apple. Apple's iOS 10.2 is causing some new problems, and this is what I'm finding hilarious. Now, I wasn't entirely up to speed with Apple since I don't own any Apple products, and you can thank that after me watching the South Park episode that dealt with the human Sentai pad. That was where it ended it for me. I don't want to touch a single Apple product. If somebody asks me, hey, can you update this for me? Sure, not a problem. But am I going to own any Apple products? Oh, hell no. I don't need them coming and finding me and hooking me up mouth to anus with some weird creature. No. That shit ain't happening. As far as I'm concerned, that's not happening. But here's what the issue is. Now, I'm going to quote the article. So here we go. Here we go. Apple stopped signing iOS 10.1 and iOS 10.1.1. What this means is Apple servers will not recognize either update as legitimate anymore, so iPhone, iPad, and iPod Touch users can no longer downgrade to them from iOS 10.2. Apple released 10.2 last week. It typically stops signing old versions of iOS within a week or two of launching a new version. Yet, it's persisting with the seemingly simple housekeeping exercise. It makes no sense whatsoever. With the problems iOS 10.2 is exacerbating with the so-called 30% battery bug. Now, here's where the main focus of this comes into. Now, 30% battery bug affects every iOS 10 compatible iPhone, with the exception of the iPhone 7 and iPhone 7 Plus. It causes the phone to die suddenly when the battery is around the 30% mark. Now, I've actually had a few electronics that have died off at that point. Is it annoying? Oh God, yes. However, when it happened, I just bought another battery. It was a simple thing. It was my cell phone, and my cell phone was not an Apple product. So, there is that. It was first reported by the writer of the article, which, let me scroll back up. I think I have it here. Okay. Nope, that part was on the... that part was on the site, and I must have missed that one. This stance has been maintained despite a 62-page long thread in Apple's official support communities. So it's basically saying that because the battery is dying, Apple's acknowledged the problem. A small batch of iPhone 6s models, but says that it's found no evidence that this is happening to any other model. Even though they're basically admitting, yeah, we admit there's a problem, but it's not a problem that we see. That's the company line of everything else. So, here's how this goes. 10.2 actually made the problem worse, says Apple Support Communities poster Ricardo JB in response to this growing theme on a thread. I should say in response to this growing theme. The battery percentage seems to get stuck at some level for a while. Even with battery draining apps such as Pokemon Go running, then it drops different percentages at different moments. It's really random. So, I'm still trying to figure out what the problem is here. You know, I don't understand the problem. Since the author of this article first pointed it out, they've been contacted numerous times over email and social media by users emphasizing. I can't talk tonight for some reason. Empathizing. There we go. I'm having a hard time talking tonight. With the situation. Furthermore, iOS 10.2 is actually introducing the 30% bug to previously unaffected phones, which is why some have found downgrading to iOS 10.1.1 or iOS 10.1 to be a good temporary fix. Forum poster IHIP699 spells out the situation and perfectly sums up subsequent frustration at Apple's decision to prematurely stop signing these releases. It's hope on the horizon, though. With Apple's bizarre decision to maroon users on the iOS 10.2 island, should we all be picking up our lanterns and pitchforks and descending on Apple HQ? Well, first off, I'd love to see that. I think that would make news, and I would love to see the video from a news helicopter in California for that. I would love to see that. I do not condone any mob violence. The Absolutely Completely Random Podcast does not condone any mob violence in any way, shape, or form. Just want to get that out there, so I don't want to get sued. Not yet. You shouldn't grab your pitchforks. Don't grab your pitchforks and your lanterns, and don't get your torches. Don't do anything stupid yet. There are apparently two pieces of potentially good news. First, while holding out on admitting to the wider battery problems, Apple did introduce the battery diagnostic tool in iOS 10.2, which it declined to list in the release notes, as well as they also declined to tell people, I guess, how the tool works, what it collects, or where the data is sent. But it is at least an attempt by the company to try and investigate what is going on, which is a good sign. Further to this, iOS 10.2.1, which Apple currently has in beta testing right now They declined to list any features of iOS 10.2.1 to beta testers. That's, I guess, normal. I don't know. I was never a beta tester. But some have noticed significant improvements to the 30% bug while trying it. It's not exactly a ringing endorsement, but it offers hope. Small as it may be, it'll offer hope. So, basically, all in all, I say, I have no idea. Just deal with it, I guess. Apple seems like they're fixing the issue. Who knows? I mean, come on, it's a tech company. They were slammed earlier this year because they refused to help the FBI get into that phone. They're probably just, they're a tech company, like I was saying. I shouldn't really even try to convince it with one event from this year. They're a tech company. They're basically acting like children with a temper tantrum. Like, they have something that they want, and you just have to wait till the teacher tells them that they have to share. And then they will share what they have with you. So, and this is another reason why I don't want anything Apple related. I don't want an iPad. I don't need an iPhone. This is why. Because it is nothing but trouble. I mean that in every way, shape, and form. So you have that. Excuse me one second. Sorry about that. I still have allergies yet. So, there's really nothing you can do about it. They're just, like I said, they're just a spoiled brat. You just have to wait it out until the teacher tells them they have to share. That's all there is to it. Nothing you can do about it. So, with that, let's move on to the next topic. Tra-la-la! It's Captain Underpants! And he's leaping to the big screen next year! That's right, ladies and gentlemen. This information came out on Christmas Eve that Captain Underpants, DreamWorks is making Captain Underpants! So you figure 2016 saw the return of Wonder Woman and Spider-Man, but they don't hold a candle to Captain Underpants, who's coming in 2017. That's right. Now, I loved this story as a kid. However, it's just, it's one of those really great books. It's written by Dave, I'm going to mispronounce this, Palkey? I think that's how it's pronounced. Dave Palkey. It's a long-running, and it's frequently being banned lately, kids' book. I don't see why this is being banned. I mean, I could understand it to a point, but I don't see why. The story is basically about two fourth graders that hypnotize their tyrannical principal into stripping down into his underwear, tying a curtain around his neck, and declaring himself Earth's newest defender, Captain Underpants. And it's mostly, I think, every time he heard a bell, if memory serves. Which is really cool. I loved the series growing up. There was Captain Underpants and the Terrible Toilet, Attack of the Crazy Lunch Ladies. I don't remember if those were the exact titles, but I remember that those were the plots of it. There were just so many Captain Underpants books when I was growing up. I tried to get them all. That was one of the things that got me into reading, was Captain Underpants, and I loved it. It was originally published in 1997, has written more than a dozen books about the captain's adventures. So when it came time to adapt the story to the big screen, the filmmakers had plenty of nemesis to choose from. They settled on the nefarious Professor Poopy Pants. Oh, sweet! They got the good one! Cool! It was going to be voiced by Nick Kroll. I mean, with a name like that, he's kind of irresistible, Soren says. So this is really going to be cool. The mere stupidity of Captain Underpants, according to Dave Soren, says it's laughing. He's a delusional superhero who thinks he's got all kinds of powers and has literally zero ability beyond just that of a middle-aged man that's basically running towards you in his underwear and a curtain. That is the entire premise of the book, and God, is it funny as hell. I love it. Soren adds that because the books are known for their irrelevant, genre-bending style, the film plays with the form in a similar way, switching between traditional CG animation and other media. From hand-drawn 2D comic scenes to sock puppet sequences, Pelkey's fliporamas from the novels are even going to play a role. It's just going to be amazing. And here's a quote in the article. The lovely thing is that we have two creative boys at the center of this thing. So anything they dream up really is something we can just lean into heavily, Soren says. It constantly keeps the story feeling like it's been made by two fourth graders as opposed to me. I, for one, love Captain Underpants. I grew up with it, like I said. I always love it, and I will be looking forward to going to see this in theaters in June 2nd, 2017. Now, am I going to go first day? Don't know. Maybe. I don't know. I might. You never know. I might try to go first day. I might try to go first week. It'll be a Friday. It'll be before all the kids are out of school. I might shoot for it. Never know. But I look forward to Captain Underpants. May the captain rise again! I always love that book. Alright, so let's get off my favorite childhood memory, and let's go to something that if I would pull this to my mom, she would have beaten my ass as a child. A child used her sleepy mom's fingerprint to buy $250 worth of Pokemon presents. Yeah. Yep, here we go. A fingerprint ID locked phone wasn't good enough and wasn't going to stop the 6-year-old from catching them all, according to the online article. Online purchases have been a pain in the wallet for parents, with the Federal Trade Commission hitting Apple, Google, and Amazon with complaints accusing the companies of making it too easy for kids to make in-app purchases. Well, hell yeah, all you gotta do is just push the button, and you just made a purchase. And you just basically screwed over mom and dad's credit card at the same time. Oh yeah, why not? I don't care, not my problem. Oh, well, I don't have a concept of how money works. Ooh, shiny, mine. You can also kind of blame the parents for this at the same time because they kind of know that the kids are doing this. They have to know the kids are doing this. But, there's that. But kids buying online without their parents' consent has cost these companies millions in settlements. For Bethany Howell in Arkansas, however, her daughter's unsolicited shopping spree reportedly cost her $250 in Pokemon presents. The wannabe Ash Ketchum, or maybe Team Rocket is more apt in this case, used her mother's thumb to unlock a phone and open the Amazon app as mom napped on the couch just days before Christmas, the Wall Street Journal reported. Little Ash... This is a weird name, too, for a child. Ashland ordered 13 Pokemon gifts for herself and told her parents she was shopping when they thought their Amazon account was hacked. Okay, so let's pause here for a moment. We got a 6-year-old girl that buys 13 Pokemon gifts for herself. Her parents apparently find out about this, and she goes she was shopping. I would have put 2 and 2 together right from the, hey, why did we suddenly get charged for 13 Pokemon gifts? I think we're going to have a little talk with our daughter. I would have put 2 and 2 together really fast. And this is the best part. The 6-year-old at least reassured her parents, though, that she got the shipping address right. Oh, yeah, because that's the last thing they were concerned about was whether or not the 13 gifts are going to be showing up at their front door. I think they're a little more pissed at the $250 that just got pissed out the toilet rather than 13 gifts that are going to be coming to their front door. Yeah, I'd be a little more pissed about the money, whether or not we're going to get the shit. I couldn't care less about that. But it was entertaining. That was the best part I found about this. Hal was only allowed to return 4 of the items after her daughter's scheme was foiled. She told Ashlyn that Santa Claus learned about her fingerprint folly and wouldn't be bringing her all the gifts. Yeah. Apparently, St. Nick isn't the only one who sees you when you're sleeping. Well, duh, all parents have eyes in the back of their heads. I remember growing up, if I was doing something behind my mom's back, all of a sudden she just had to put her hand on like a counter or snap her finger or just tap her hand to her arm, and I instantly knew I was dead meat. There was a time when I was playing with the action figure and I was like tossing it up in the air, I think. And all of a sudden she goes, "You toss it up one more time, it's going to find its way in the trash can." And she was not standing near a window. She could not have known that I was throwing it up in the air. There was nothing reflective around us. There was no light coming into the room. The figure wasn't reflective. How she knew I was doing that, to this day, I cannot figure out. But I swear that all parents have eyes in the back of their head to see what their kids are doing. So it's safe to assume that parents are going to be seeing what their kids are doing when they're sleeping. It's only natural. But I still get a kick out of that. At least the 6-year-old got the shipping address right. That's amazing. Not the fact that she managed to hack her mom's phone, steal $250 from the parents, and basically buy herself crap from Amazon. No, let's not worry about that. Let's go with the fact that at least she got the shipping address right. That's the best part of this. I couldn't care less if you got the shipping address right. You basically just stole my money, kid. But, alright. Sure, that's the best. That's kudos. So, kudos! Kudos right there. I am impressed. Kudos. I hope that kid gets coal in her stocking for the rest of her life for that little stunt. Alright. Well, as we know, Zoologer is slowly coming to an end. And at this time of year, we often wonder what's the series that's going to be coming up next. Well, the answer is Uchu Sentai Kyuranger. And believe it or not, the cast and story details have been revealed, and I'm looking forward to this. The cast for the upcoming Super Sentai series has been announced along with the plot details. Uchi Sentai Kyuranger will be the 41st work in the Super Sentai series, a show... sorry about that. The show utilizes space and constellations as its motif while also containing a 9-member team from the start of the series. This is the largest Super Sentai in history. Though I think, if I remember right, Dino Charge should have had 10, but this will be the largest from the start at least. Here's the plot detail. Let me get a little sip of my drink here, because my throat was getting a little dry there. The story takes place in the distant future after the universe has been dominated by the evil Jack Matter organization. The Kyuranger are warriors chosen by the Kyutama to transform, with each member representing a different constellation. Now, there are 2 types of members in the team. The human type, composed of Shishi Red, Scorpion Orange, Hibisuka Silver, Chameleon Green, and Kajiku and Kajiki Yellow. I'm sorry if I mispronounced any of those. The second group of members are fully alien, composed of Okami Blue, the mechanical 10 by Gold, Oshi Black, and the eagle android Washi Pink. The cast for the Q Rangers are as follows. I am going to try to pronounce these to the best of my ability, and I apologize in advance if I mispronounce them. Shishi Red will be played by Kizu Takumi. Chameleon Green will be played by Okuba Sakurako, I should say. Kaikiku or Kajiki Yellow, probably got that one right now, will be played by Sakakihara Tetsuji. Hibisukai Silver will be played by Yamazaki Taki. Scorpion Orange will be portrayed by Kishi Yosuke. Let's see here. Tenbin Gold doesn't really have down who they're playing. So we get at least the 5 main characters. I think the other ones are pretty much just like strange ones. I don't know. I saw the picture for it, the artwork. It's amazing. I'm just geeking out about this. I'm looking forward to it more than you know. This is actually one that I'm looking forward to seeing before it even comes out. I like the outfits. I didn't see what the Megazord or the mech looks like yet, but the outfits look neat. I can safely say that. If the outfits look neat and the mech looks neat, this will be a winner, as far as I'm concerned. The plot already has me sinking my teeth into it, because I kind of want to know what's going to happen. The fact you got a 9 Sentai team right from the start, beautiful way to go. So I'm looking forward to this. I really, really am. The opening theme is going to be called Lucky Star. The ending theme is called Kyutama Dancing. No info yet on who's singing the songs. And for those of you out there wondering, the new series will begin on February 12th, 2017. So we only have a couple weeks then left of Zoojer, and I'm hoping it goes out like it came in with a bang. But I am definitely looking forward to this. It is called Uchu Sentai Q Ranger, and I'm looking forward to it. So much am I looking forward to it. Alright, double checking my list of topics here to see if I have anything else to discuss before I get into my next thing, and I don't think I do. And what's funny is I probably have one somewhere and I just don't realize it, but I don't think I do. So there's that. Alright. Well, like I said before, 2016's here. 2016 is coming to an end. I'm looking forward to it ending. This year for me has sucked royally. We buried my grandmother on the 2nd. On January 2nd, 2016. I lost my one uncle in July. I got my ass ridden for 8 months by some family members. I got over not having a job and over car issues and you name it. I got my head chewed off. So I look forward to 2016 coming to an end. But here's a list of events that have been going on through 2016, from the start of it anyway, that, just to give you an update. This is what's happened so far. In January, basically a lot of weird things. January 3rd, following the fallout caused by the execution of Nimar al-Nimar, Saudi Arabia ends its diplomatic relations with Iran. The International Atomic Energy Agency announces that Iran has adequately dismantled its nuclear weapons program, allowing the United Nations to lift sanctions immediately. January 28th, the World Health Organization announces an outbreak of the Zika virus. We all remember that. The virus that is still going, as far as I know. So that's pretty strange. North Korea launched a long-range rocket into space, violating multiple UN treaties and prompting accommodation from around the world. Yeah. I don't know. I didn't understand it either. Pope Francis and Patriarch Kirill signed the Emanuel Declaration. I know I'm mispronouncing some of this stuff. I apologize. In the first such meeting between leaders of the Catholic and Russian Orthodox churches since their split in 1054. Let's see here. March. Not really a lot happened. The International Crime Court found former Congolese Vice President Jean-Pierre Bemba guilty of war crimes and crimes against humanity. The first time the ICC convicted someone of sexual violence. March 24th. Yeah, a lot of stuff basically happened. It was a lot of creepy stuff in March. Nothing big. And this is stuff from around the world, too. This isn't just in the U.S. April, didn't really have much in the world of good. So, yeah. May, Egypt flight 804 crashes with 66 people on board over the Mediterranean en route from Paris to Cairo. That was on May 19th. Let's see here. July 4th, NASA's Juno spacecraft enters orbit around Jupiter to begin a 20-month survey of the planet. 22nd, the final video cassette recorder is manufactured by the Japanese company Funai. The Solar Impulse 2 becomes the first solar-powered aircraft to circumnavigate the Earth, and that was on July 26th. That was really interesting, too, because I was keeping up on that. August 5th through the 21st, the 2016 Summer Olympics are held in Rio de Janeiro, Brazil. Yeah, we all know how well that went. August 31st, the Brazilian Senate votes 61-20 to impeach the president of Brazil. Vice President of Brazil, Michael Temer, who had assumed the presidential powers and duties as acting president of Brazil during Rousseff's suspension, takes office for the remainder of her term. In case you're wondering, the president of Brazil at the time was Dilma Rousseff. I know I'm mispronouncing that, and I do apologize. September 3rd, the U.S. and China together responsible for 40% of the world's carbon emissions. Both ratify the Paris Global Climate Agreement. September 8th, NASA launches the ORIS REX, its first asteroid sample return mission. The probe will visit Bennu, and it's expected to return with samples in 2023. That's pretty cool. Hopefully we'll all still be here. Let's see here. The government of North Korea conducted its fifth and reportedly biggest nuclear test. World leaders condemned the act with the South calling it maniacal recklessness, and that was on September 9th. September 28th, international investigators conclude that Malaysia Airlines Flight 17 was shot down by a bulk missile that came from an air-controlled pro-Russian rebels. Came from an area controlled by pro-Russian rebels. Global CO2 levels exceed 400 parts per million at the time of the year normally associated with minimum levels. A 400 parts per million level is believed to be higher than anything experienced in human history. Two paintings by Vincent van Gogh, Seascape by Scandinavian, and Congregation leaving the Reformed Church in Nguyen, stolen on December 7, 2002 from the Van Gogh Museum in Amsterdam, are recovered with a combined value of $100 million. That was on September 30th. I'm not much for art or paintings. October 13th, the Maldives announced its decision to withdraw from the Commonwealth of Nations. October 15th, 150 nations meeting at the UNEP submit that Rwanda agreed to phase out hydrofluorocarbons, HFCs, as an amendment to the Montreal Protocol. And November and December, well, November pretty much had nothing. December had some pretty bad shit that struck. Nothing really big, though. It's basically well, if you've been around in December, you know what's going on. So that's kind of a no-brainer there on that one. I don't really have to go into that. But the other downside, unfortunately, with this are the deaths associated with 2016. And there were a lot of that this year. Like I said at the start of the podcast, William Christopher just passed away. That is sad. Okay, I don't have that. Okay, so let's scroll down. I wasn't sure if I had it as a separate file or if I have to scroll down. Okay, the deaths from 2016. You have. Well, I'm just gonna name some of the larger ones that we're gonna know of. January, there were 3 major deaths. Well, there were 4 of them actually, but I'm not sure who they are. I really don't know. But in January, we lost David Bowie and Alan Rickman. Vilmos Zizagomond and Princess Ashraf of Iran. And I do apologize in advance if I'm mispronouncing anybody's names. There were a lot of deaths, like I said, in January, most of which happening literally like a day apart from each other. Wow. Some of them were pretty old, too. Yeah. Yeah, Alan Rickman passed away on the 14th. It's really sad. Really, really, really sad. I'm telling you, it bothers me about that. So you have that, and he passed away. We lost David Bowie then, too. February saw the loss of Harper Lee and many, many other people, some of which were American actors like George Kennedy passed away in February. There's just a lot of deaths this year. I'm not... There are more of them than I thought, so I don't really want to go into all of them here because I will be here all night at that point, and I think I'll probably end up falling asleep. In April, we lost Prince. We lost Patty Duke in March 29th. We lost Amber Rain, an American pornographic actress. Oh, no! Yes, she passed away on April 2nd. That is sad. I can safely say that. Let's see here. Oh, yeah, we lost Doris Roberts this year, April 17th. She passed away. I forgot about that. Huh. Yeah, see, you really forget a lot of stuff as the year goes on. Wow, okay, let's see here. We lost Billy Paul. Papa Wemba. Never heard of that. Let's see here. Who did we lose in May? Anybody that is big that we actually know? Let's see here. William Shallert passed away. Never heard of him. Yoko Mizutani, Japanese voice actress, sadly passed away. Alan Young passed away on May 19th. Let's see here. In June, we saw the loss of Muhammad Ali. That is sad. Anton Yelchin and Gordie Howe. Yeah, We lost a lot of people. There are a lot more than I thought we lost. I was actually planning to go through an entire list and just read it off, but there are way too many. I did not realize how many we lost until you actually start looking at it. Wow, we lost a lot of people here. Wow, we lose a lot. Now, let's see. Who did we all lose here in July? Crap, there's a lot here too. A lot of them were overseas ones. We lost Nate Thurmond, an American basketball player. Gary Marshall, American film director, television producer, and actor. Prime Minister of Sweden passed away. I cannot pronounce the name. Please don't ask me to. Let's see here. Dwight Jones, another American basketball player, passed away in July. Jerry Doyle passed away in July. Let's see. Who did we lose in August? The month of my birth. Who passed away? Let's see here. Let's see here. Oh, okay. We lost a German historian on my birthday, August 18th. Ernest Nolt, German historian, born 1923, passed away. That's sad. It really is. Stephen Hill passed away on August 23rd. Let's see here. I thought we lost, that could have been last year. We lost Gene Wilder in August. It was August 29th. He passed away. Juan Gabriel, a Mexican singer and songwriter, passed away in August. September. Well, September was the loss of Arnold Palmer. I remember that. We lost Hugh O'Brien in September. Let's see. Who else did we lose? There's, like I said, there's so many that we lost here. Way more than I thought it was. It was September 25th. We lost Arnold Palmer. I swear though, I thought we lost. I'll have to double check quick. I thought we lost the guy from A Beautiful Mind, not the actor, but the character he was playing. Nash, I think that's who it was. I thought we lost him and his wife this year too. Let's see here. Let's go with October. So far, nobody that I know. So far, nobody that I've even heard of. I mean that. Let's see. Pete Burns passed away in October. Bobby V passed away in October. November, because there really isn't that. Like I said, there's a lot of deaths, but a lot of them are ones that I can't. Either I've never heard of them or I just don't know. And this information is out there. I got it off of Wikipedia, so it is easy to find. We lost Robert Vaughn in November. Lost Leon Russell in November. J. Wright Forrester in November passed away on the 16th. Florence Henderson passed away on November 24th. Pauline Oliveros, American composer, passed away on November 24th. Fidel Castro passed away on November 25th, along with Ron Glass and David Hamilton. I knew Fidel Castro passed away. I remember that. Let's get into December, because December we lost a lot of people. John Glenn passed away. George Michaels passed away. Alan Thicke passed away. Carrie Fisher passed away. Debbie Reynolds passed away. Those are the ones that I know right off the top of my head, just for December alone. December is about the longest out of all of them so far. December 25th, we lost George Michaels. Vera Rubin, American astronomer, passed away on December 25th. We lost Carrie Fisher on December 27th, and we lost her mother on December 28th. And I know we lost... Oh, yeah. Okay. We lost Zsa Zsa Gabor on December 18th. I knew she passed away. I remember reading something about it. Yes, we lost her on December 18th. Zsa Zsa Gabor passed away this year. We lost Alan Thicke on December 13th. There's just so many people that passed away in 2016 alone. I say we take a moment of silence again quick. Give a moment of silence to all those who passed away this year. They will be missed greatly. Some of them, I do apologize. I have never heard of them. But I do know who Zsa Zsa Gabor is. I did watch Green Acres. I watched that show. But let's have a moment of silence, if we may, for all those people who passed away that we know of. All the ones that did pass away this year. Even the people whose deaths weren't major, who didn't have a tremendous amount that they did in life that made them famous or something. Let's just have a moment of silence for every death in 2016 alone. May they rest in peace. All right, so that's pretty much going to do it for the apps. I was about to go back to my old acronym for this. That's pretty much going to do it for the absolutely completely random podcast this week. I'm looking forward to ringing in the new year. How about you guys? And I mean that I am so looking forward to ringing in the new year. You have no idea how much I am looking forward to this now. I want 2017 here so bad it isn't funny. And don't forget, some of the other events that happened this year that I just realized weren't included in that article. Damn you, Wikipedia. Donald Trump was elected president of the United States. I know people out there are still pissed about it. Get over it. Get over it. There's nothing you can do anymore. Get over it. I didn't vote. I was asleep. I was working third shift. So there is that. And don't forget, we also had the controversy with the Summer Olympics. And we also had the swimmer who decided to lie about getting robbed and should be stripped of, well, I think they are stripped of their medals. I think they should be banned for life. We also had Deflategate, if I remember, that should have been this year, with Brady taking his punishment. He should be banned for eternity, never to play the game again, and made an example of, because you cannot cheat in the NFL, damn it. You are role models to children. But enough of my ranting about 2016. It's soon going to be out of here, and we won't have to put up with it anymore. So, like I said at the start of it, I'm giving a shout out to Shippiddge. So, seriously, give their YouTube channel a check. You're going to have plenty of time tomorrow as you're recovering from your hangovers. Why not laugh a little bit? So, I know people out there are getting drunk on New Year's. Everybody does. So why not check out Shippiddge's YouTube channel tomorrow? Give it a shout out. Or today, because I forgot this will go up on a Sunday. So you can check out his YouTube channel. You can check out my other videos from my podcast. There should be an annotation popping up on the screen somewhere around the bottom corner after I'm done talking with like the last 5 seconds left of the video. You can also subscribe to my channel for more exciting videos that will be coming along the way in the new year, like Andrew Reviews. I am planning to start that soon. And, well, yeah, that's pretty much it. So, if you have any topics that you would like me to discuss next year in the Absolutely Completely Random podcast, send them to acrpodcast@gmail.com. I do check that once or twice a week, so I will get it. And I do check it the day of the podcast, so you can send it to me. The cutoff time would be around 5 p.m. Eastern time, because after that, I'm pretty much set with what I have. If you'd like to sponsor the Absolutely Completely Random podcast, or you just want to take a chance on me, hey, I welcome it. I'm a good gamble. You can send me an email at acrpodcast@gmail.com. If you have any suggestions on ways I can improve the podcast, you can send them to acrpodcast@gmail.com. And like I said, you can hit the thumbs up button if you like this video, hit the thumbs down button if you didn't. I'll still be doing the podcast either way because I enjoy doing them. I enjoy coming into your homes, non-creepily I might add, and talking with you for an hour or so. And if you want, like I said, you can check out my other podcast episodes. The other episodes of the Absolutely Completely Random podcast. They'll be over right around the bottom right corner of your screen, I want to say, is where the annotation should pop up to take you to that playlist. So you can check them out. You can subscribe to my channel and be up to date when new stuff comes out. I welcome that. All subscribers basically get a free education by me. No, that doesn't mean I'm paying for college. It means that I basically drop knowledge on you that I get during the week. That's what I mean by a free education. That I'm basically giving you knowledge that I gather during the week. So you're basically being brought up to speed on what's going on in the world around you while you study and hit the books, damn it. Because a college education is what you need. Now, I'm not paying for it. I still got to pay for my own yet. I'm still paying my student loans back. But anyway, for the Absolutely Completely Random podcast, I am Andrew Rhodes. Professor Clump is still on vacation with his family. He hopes to be back next week. At least that's what he said in an email to me, along with ha 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 ha, and a picture of him appearing in what appears to be a hula skirt and eating part of a gigantic roasted pig in Hawaii. You fat bastard, you will pay for that. So, without any further ado, like I said, my name is Andrew Rhodes. This has been the Absolutely Completely Random podcast. Have a nice remainder of 2016. I look forward to seeing everybody in 2017. And goodbye, good night, and 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, because I know I'm not going to be awake when you guys do this. Happy New Year and welcome 2017. I will see everyone next year on the Absolutely Completely Random podcast. Bye, everybody.